Now, when you see a number of big financial institutions increasing their holdings onto a certain stock, that is supposed to be taken as a very bullish signal to say that as investors or institutional investors, maybe we ought to do the same. Now, NEO, it is one of the stock, or it is one of the companies that on average, many of the institutions have become positive onto the company, and this is because of the good deliveries that we've been seeing coming from NEO. I mean, you will know that some of these institutions have given a NEO on average a price target of $10, which is something that is pretty exciting. Deutsche is one of the companies that has issued a $10 price target onto NEO. Morgan Stanley and some few others, they've issued a $10 price target onto the NEO stock, meaning that they are seeing NEO going to $10 in the near future when it comes to the share price, which is something that is pretty good. Now, with that, there are some other institutions like Bank of America and few others, very few, who are sort of like bearish onto the NEO stock, regardless of the good deliveries that we are seeing coming from NEO, which this just tells you, or their motive might be they want to short the stock down so that they buy at a very cheap price. This might be part of the reason, because it makes absolutely no sense seeing in some institutions like Bank of America coming and being underweight onto NEO and also issue lower guidance than what we see NEO producing, and issue lower guidance. I mean, with Bank of America, you'll know that they have been trying to come and make their projections, their predictions on the monthly, on NEO's monthly deliveries, and been failing drastically. I mean, for June, you will know that Bank of America was expecting NEO to sell 14,000 deliveries, and NEO sold over 21,000, which shows you that they are just bearish onto a stock for no reason, which the only reason we can think about, like I said, or like I'm saying, it might be that they buy it at a very cheap price. Now, we've got a big fund company by the name of Jode Capital, who has been buying NEO and increasing their holdings onto NEO by around 3 to 5%. I mean, as I'm doing this video, Jode Total's accumulation, or Jode Total's holding onto the NEO stock, it's around 7.88 million shares. So they hold over 7.88 million shares, and last quarter, that is in Q2, they bought over 232 of NEO shares. So this company has been buying NEO each and every quarter, which shows you that they are very bullish. I mean, they can't just waste money onto NEO without seeing a potential. For us seeing them do this, it is a hint, it is a signal to us that we might also have to do the same, because they see the potential that lies within the NEO stock. They see what NEO is doing. When you are complaining about NEO burning too much cash, when you are complaining about NEO spending over 600 million every quarter on R&Ds, they are seeing those R&Ds making NEO a better company tomorrow, which is something that is pretty exciting. And when I read this, when I saw this, I mean, I was excited to see that there are companies out there, not just Morgan Stanley, not just Deutsche Bank, who are positive onto NEO or who are bullish onto NEO. We've got other unknown companies that are piling, loading the boat onto the NEO stock, which these news are the ones that are very bullish and ought to result into us to do the same, and that is to increase our holdings onto the NEO stock, because blue sky is coming. I mean, it makes no sense that Jode Capital, a fund, can just throw in a lot and lots of money into a company that is going to bankruptcy, a company that is going nowhere. I mean, it makes absolutely no sense. To see them do this, it's because they see the potential. And I mean, we can all agree that if majority of the companies of institutions are bullish onto a company, it means that that company is bullish indeed. It means that the company's fundamentals are so good, which is making the institutions to be bullish onto a company. It is for this reason that I say companies like Bank of America, who will come and put an underweight onto a company like NEO, who has been consistently delivering over 20,000 deliveries in the past 3 months, they might be doing that to try to short the stock down so that they buy it at a low price. So I'm happy, I'm excited, and when I read this news, I thought to myself that whatever I'm doing, it has to be a good thing, because even big financial institutions are doing the same thing. Even the big guns are doing the same thing. I mean, there is no way that you will buy 7.8 million shares of a company that is going down the drain. There is no way. For them to do this, they see the potential onto the NIO stock. For them to do this, they see blue sky that is coming onto this NIO stock, which is why I'm happy, I'm excited. And guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to continue loading the boat, increasing my holdings like what they are doing, because I know at the end of the day we shall be rewarded because blue sky is coming. So tell me what you think about this. This to me is bullish. This to me resulted into me wanting to load the boat, because we are seeing big institutions not only becoming bullish but loading the boat, increasing their holdings onto the NIO stock, which is something that is pretty exciting. Now tell me what you think this company did maybe last week, showing NIO tanking the way it did. Personally, I think they continued loading the boat. They continue raising their holdings onto NIO because they see that the market, the way it's beating NIO, they see the unjustification coming from the market when it comes to the NIO stock, which is why they're taking every drop as an opportunity to load the boat, every drop as an opportunity to scoop more holdings onto this NIO stock. So tell me what you think, but at the end of the day, it is important that you do your own due diligence so that at least you can be comfortable as you are investing onto this stock. NIO, it is the stock that is quite volatile, and therefore it requires you to do some own due diligence so that at least you don't get to panic sell and sell your shares to these institutions who are buying them back with tons and tons of cash. So I'm gonna make sure that I don't lose my shares to big institutions. I'm gonna make sure that I continue increasing my holdings onto the NIO stock, and of course you have to do, or you have to be the one to decide what to do with your money. But as for my money and a couple of other guys, we're gonna continue loading the boat because we know that blue sky is coming. Otherwise, that's all from me. I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey, and God bless you all.